I've been feeling like I'm stuck in a rut, and it's been a slow season where I just don't feel motivated to work and I'm way less creative than usual. I talked about this a bit in a previous video, but I think this period of procrastination is rooted in a sense of self-doubt and uncertainty about my future. I still love what I do, but it's just hard for me to be excited about it sometimes. I think this issue that I'm facing is something that can only be resolved with time and patience and a lot of self-reflection. So in the spirit of showing compassion to myself as I work through my thoughts and feelings, I've been trying to find a sustainable way to stay on top of my work. And so here are 3 things that have worked for me that I hope is going to help someone out there if you're facing the same issue as I am. First, I realized how important it is to make small, achievable goals on a big task that you have to do, rather than force yourself to do it all in one sitting. And this works for any major task that I might have to do, like writing a manuscript. Sometimes the thought of writing a manuscript seems way too big of a goal, especially at the beginning stages of the writing phase. Even if I have the ideas in my head, it feels like my hands won't cooperate with my brain, and the ideas feel like wispy clouds that take a lot of effort for me to pull them out of my brain and onto a Word document. And when this happens, what works for me is to put down the ideas as soon as they come out of my head. And it doesn't have to be in perfect sentences. I get them out of my head and onto a Word document as soon as they appear so that I can visualize them better. So now the ideas become main points in different sections. What I do next is work on each section individually instead of attempting to write the entire manuscript in one sitting. And if one section is all the mental energy I have for that day, then so be it, I'll do that for that day. And the point of this is to make your goal more realistic by breaking them up into little tasks so that you don't feel too overwhelmed by it. The second thing that I've learned is to do tasks that provide you with validation or feedback. One issue with academia is that you don't often see the results of your work till a while later. I've observed that on average, it takes about 2 years from the point that your idea is conceived all the way to the point that you have a fully written manuscript ready for submission. And then it takes a year or more to get it published somewhere. And as social creatures, we rely on the responses by others to guide our own behaviors. When you're in a phase of self-doubt or uncertainty where the affirmation that you give yourself is just not enough, it might actually be very helpful to seek external validation. What works for me is to engage in tasks that I can receive feedback from in the short term, like writing a proposal for a grant application or applying to present at a conference. These tasks not only have a short deadline, which gives me additional motivation to complete what I set out to do, but they're also governed by an external body of people that credit you based on merit rather than personal bias. This means that any positive responses, whether it's a grant award or an invitation to present at a conference, serves as an objective reinforcement that my ideas and my efforts are worthwhile. And even when the outcome isn't favorable, just the process of articulating my thoughts and committing to a timeline helps restore a sense of agency, and it serves as a motivation to try again.
Have you ordered?
I'm
Still
looking.
deciding.
It's tough because I don't know anything about Japanese food, so I'm just like looking at.
Have tofu too, because it's like soft.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't even have to cook tofu, you just eat it cold.
Yeah. I feel like the texture, I just can't do it. I don't
know.
It's messy, huh?
It's messy. Maybe we should organize it too. Training. CCC.
It's the top one.
The top one. And the
Yeah, those are the final ones.
Okay, and then I just take all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now this last tip is very easy and I think very overlooked by people sometimes, and that is to keep yourself accountable by telling people your plans. No matter how much self-motivation I have, sometimes it's just not enough to get me going. And when that happens, I find that telling people my plans helps me stick to them better. It not only sets an expectation of others to have for me, but also the act of verbalizing my plans makes it feel more legitimate and more set in stone, and it creates this external pressure that powers my internal drive. And because of our nature as social creatures, we are wired to rely on others to give us the push that we need sometimes. No matter how much you think that you're self-sufficient and that you can be entirely independent, times like these when you doubt your abilities is a reminder that we are made to rely on each other and we are made to help one another out when it's needed. And so don't be afraid to reach out and rely on someone else when you don't feel like you have the capacity to rely on yourself entirely.